Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Talks. I am Natalie Gray Warren. I appreciate this opportunity to speak with you today. I'm going to wait a moment to see if we get some livers on. I have some things that I am delighted to share. I'm excited about sharing. I know the power and the transformation that can occur from this information. So I want to make sure I give everyone a moment. And I'm actually going to do something myself today. I'm going to share on my page. So give me a moment. Let me pull that up so that we can get as many livers as possible, as well as viewers of this replay. So if you are listening to this as a replayer, would you please share this information with someone? I am doing the same right now. You can press the share button, and that will allow more individuals to be able to see it. So I have done that myself. I enjoy being able to share a message, and I have a mission to share a message with women that is transformative. So I am Natalie Gray Warren. If you have never seen in a talk that we're going to do today, I want to introduce myself first. So I'm Natalie Gray Warren. I am an inspirational author. I am a transformational coach and speaker, and I do a lot of work with women on self-development and helping them to see the courage, the compassion, the courage, the confidence, and get the clarity that they need in order for them to live out their fullest potential and be the woman that they were created to be. What a joy, what a blessing it is to be able to do that on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. And so the talks that you are listening to today is about talking about life's kept secrets. And what I have found, and the reason why I created this platform was because we as women carry so many secrets. I mean, so many secrets, so many things that we have experienced. And if we are to share those experiences, we could actually live in more freedom and have more healing. Thank you for joining the live. More freedom and be able to move into the things that God truly created for us to be. And so I have in this series provided you with information because I know that awareness precedes transformation. Awareness precedes transformation. And if we have an awareness of something, we are in a position to do something different about it. And so I'm excited about talking about what we're going to do today. I have created the topic that says, what's your story? The message is in what remains. Thank you for joining all livers. If you are open to doing it, tell us that you're a part of this. I want to personally greet you if you're able to do that. And so what I want to talk about is what's in your story. The message is in what remains. And so when we think about secrets and talking about life's kept secrets, I realized again that we carry so many of them. And what happens when we carry secrets is, I believe, four things. I think that we walk in shame. We walk in guilt, we walk in blame, and we walk in fear. I'll repeat them. When we carry secrets, we walk in shame, we walk in guilt, we walk in blame, and we walk in fear. And those are things that hold us back and ultimately will keep us disconnected. All right, I'm gonna have I have the teacher mode on me again this week. If you were a part of it last week, I just have this teacher mode because I want to get this information out. But we ultimately walk in disconnection. Disconnection from self, disconnection from God, and disconnection from others. Right? And that's what happens when we walk in those four areas. But here's the thing. When you find your story, right, and your story is tied up in your experiences, which is why I wrote the book. The ebook that is out is The Experiences of a Whole Woman, a look inside her life. When you look at your experiences, you will be able to find your story. And here's what I believe. In your story, there is meaning, there is purpose, and there is passion. There's meaning, there's purpose, and there's passion. And it will direct you on the way that you should take in your life. I just completely believe that, not from just my own personal experiences, but from the experiences that I have of the women that I've worked with. Thank you, Audrey, for joining us. And so what I think is important for us to realize, and I'm going to focus on this in our time together, there's so much I want to share, which is why, let me share this with you, exciting newsflash, which is why I am working on the second book. The second book is about perfect, complete, and lacking nothing, what every woman needs to know about herself. Perfect, complete, and lacking nothing, what every woman wants to know about herself. So when you see me talk about this, I am in overflow mode because I have so much that I want to share about it. But when we are not telling our stories, we are walking in shame, guilt, blame, and fear. And so today I want to talk about two of those, which is shame and guilt. Shame and guilt. And maybe you relate to those, right? I can personally raise my hand and agree that I have worked and operated under shame and guilt about my own very story. But what I want you to talk about with shame, and let's focus on that first. Shame has two messages. Shame has two messages. You may want to write these down. If you want to capture these, just remember where we are. Noting the time, it's 5 minutes, 55 seconds. You can come back if you're not able to write, but note that time down so you can come back to this moment. But shame has two messages that I want to focus on today. Shame's first message that you will hear, right? Last week we talked about inner chatter. We talked about the inner critic. But it has two messages, and it is about never good enough. Never good enough. And you will hear that in many ways. I often say it has many faces. And so you're trying to step out and do something different, and never good enough comes up. It'll tell you about all the mistakes you made in the past. It'll tell you about how you're not qualified. It'll tell you about how you can't do this. It'll tell you how you're not as good as such and such, right? Never good enough will pop up and come up for you. Thank you, Samaria, for joining. And you will get stuck, right? Because it just will remind you of that you're never good enough. You don't have the qualifications. You don't have the experience. You're not as good as such and such who did this, right? You can bake cakes, but you're not as good as the next person. And never good enough will come up, and it will stop you from going forward and being who you were created to be. Now, if you muster up enough strength to get through never good enough, here's the second message that shame will tell you. Shame will tell you, who do you think you are? I've heard that message before. I remember I started out doing my own private practice. I actually am a licensed professional counselor. And that message of, who do you think you are? Who is going to come see you? Why should they come see you? Why should they, listen to what you have to say? Why should they buy from you, right? You may have experienced that as you're thinking about what you want to do and who God created you to be. That message of, who do you think you are? Like, what are you doing, right? As you try to step out, as you try to take risks, you may hear that. But I want you to know that even in sharing your story, you may get that same message. Why do you have to tell that story? There's so many other people who've gone through what you've gone through. Who are you? But I want you to know that whatever it is that you have, it is important and it is needed. You are valuable. You are important. You matter. And your story has an audience that's waiting to hear it. I'll say that again. Your story has an audience that is waiting to hear it. And if you don't share it, here's what God showed me. He said, Natalie, if you don't share your story, you minimize it. If you don't share your story, you minimize it. Wow. I never want to do that, right? Because the story and the experiences that I've gone through have shaped me into the woman that I am today. And if I don't share that, I have minimized it. That's certainly not what I want to do. And so as we're talking about these things, about sharing your story and the 4 things that could happen if you don't share your story and how you can ultimately be disconnected from yourself, from God, and from others, I'm encouraging you to look at what remains. Instead of focusing on those 4 things, right? Look at what remains. And what I believe remains is the woman that you were created to be. And if you're a man that's listening to this, you replace that with the man you were created to be. Because I believe you were created for a specific purpose to fulfill a specific need. There's people that are waiting for what you have. And whether that's in your professional life, whether that's the friend that you are, the brother that you are, the sister that you are, the woman that you are, there's a purpose and a meaning for that. And so I encourage you to look at what remains. And so after you peel back all the layers, all this stuff, right, all the inner chatter, the inner limitations, the inner obstacles, what remains is who you are, the person that you were created to be. And in the whole woman experience, the person that you were created to be is whole, is perfect, and is complete. That you are lacking nothing. You have everything already within you to be. And so I appreciate being able to share that message, because what I do know is that awareness precedes transformation, but action puts you in a position to transform. And I want to see you transform in your mindset, transform in your way of thinking and the way of doing things. And so I want to talk to you about what's your next step. What are you wanting to do? What do you need to do to move you from where you are to be closer to where you want to be? And I'm excited about sharing 2 opportunities that I can support you with. And so one of them I'm really excited about, and the details are still coming in. So I'm just so excited about sharing this with you, is that on October 7th and 8th in Stone Mountain, Georgia, we are going to host our 3rd annual retreat for the whole woman experience. I'm excited about this because we're going to talk about those 4 things that I mentioned earlier. We're going to talk about shame, we're going to talk about guilt, we're going to talk about fear, we're going to talk about blame. And we're also going to help you to be connected to yourself, connected to God, and connected to others. I'm excited about doing that because I'm also going to equip you with the courage and the compassion and the confidence to be the woman that you were created to be. What an exciting thing to happen, that you get a weekend of transformation, that you get a weekend that you are able to do these things and put it into practice right there in the moment. We're going to experience things in the moment. So if you are listening to this, you may even know someone who will be interested in doing that. And the details are coming out really quickly this week. So look out for that. The other opportunity is that you can actually join the tribe, the Whole Woman Experience tribe, where we are coming together on a daily basis. We're supporting each other. We're getting inspiration. We're getting motivation. We're getting resources to equip us in being the woman that we were created to be. And so if you are a male and you're listening to this, share it with another woman. That's what I would ask. This information is actually universal, so it does apply to men as well. But share it with another woman that you know. So thank you for all of the livers that are joining. I appreciate you. So those are the 2 opportunities that I can assist you with going to your next level. And you could actually start doing one of those today. So what I'd ask you to do is share this information with someone else. And so many of you already shared, and I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you, Sharice, for sharing. I appreciate you doing that because this is what my heart's passion is. It is to spread the word. It's a burning message that I have to spread this word, to spread this information to as many women as possible. And I think that's what God gives us. He gives us desires that we can go out and fulfill a purpose. And I think that we come alive the most when we're giving and when we're growing. We come alive the most when we're giving and when we're growing. And so I challenge you to do both of those today, to give and to grow, and to be the woman that you were created to be. I am Natalie Gray Warren, and I am passionate, and I enjoy supporting women be who God created them to be. And I want to do that for you. Thank you for listening. The talks will be back next Wednesday at 12:30 on the same page, so you can join us. And then I also have some more exciting news to share, and I'll do that next week in our time together. Have a wonderful day.